We all love
And
coffee.
bourbon.
Yes.
Y'all want to do a podcast?
Oh, is that what we came here to do today?
We can start one.
Let's do it.
Alright. So. You do the. Do that.
No beating.
Alright. Stop
I'm
it.
just gonna put my ass up next time.
Try to do it again. Because.
Start again. There you go.
Alright. So, welcome y'all to Nerdverse Universe, where a couple of us good friends get to discuss nerdy topics. I am Freya at Freya Logic. We also have our good friend and co-host.
A mess. I'm Jade. You can find me on Jade Siren.
And we also have...
I'm Eisen. You can find me at Eisen Gaming.
Oh boy, it's gonna be a fun one.
We have lots and lots of snacks.
I'm in rare form,
This
that's
is,
for
this
sure.
is actually second dinner. But
So, for tonight, we're going to start with our nerdy updates as usual. What kind of nerdy, good, fun times we have gotten into lately. I have no problem kicking it off as the fact that, that Ice and I both have got into the third and fourth episodes of the Lovecraft Country, which has been awesome.
I still have not seen it.
Oh,
I
don't
don't-
worry. You gotta come over and see it. Well,
Yeah.
we are so willing to do another binge of this because
yeah,
there's a
we
lot
already
of
watched those
stuff
episodes.
to-
Yeah. They're
to.
dense. They're dense.
It's very
they're like
dense.
an hour long each.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and they're like
Yeah.
cool.
A lot to take in.
Yeah, they're like little movies, like
Yeah.
each one. So
And
There's
they're
a lot
trying
to take
to.
in.
Because now
Things get
you can see the
complicated.
groove that they're trying to get into, and that's the thing that with the groove that they are trying to hit right this second, they needed a decent amount of setup for it.
yeah.
And now they can like start to slow down and let things develop a little bit more, but they needed to get the world set up. They need to get this set up. They need to get that set up. All this kind of stuff done.
Yeah.
Just so they can start like bringing it back. Like basically the quick travel feature has been unlocked. That's
That's the
that
thing,
that
yeah.
is not giving away anything.
Yeah, I expected to be at some of these locations a lot longer, and they just burn through these places.
Again,
Episode
quick
1,
travel
episode
has been
2,
unlocked.
Yeah.
And that
Burn
is a
through these places.
non-spoiler, hopefully, for people, but I mean, it's not a spoiler, but people will understand when they understand if they decide to watch it.
Right,
And you will decide when you get the chance to watch it, because you got to come over and watch it.
Yeah.
You're going to see it. Anyway, but that's been a really awesome thing. I've started getting back into, because it actually ties into the episode a little bit later for actual discussion, been getting into the Last Airbender, Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Avatar or Korra?
So
There's
both
the
at the
Avatar
same
Last,
time.
and then- okay,
Actually, at the same time. So that's gonna be a little bit more for Ison, but for me, so I had originally started with the Last Airbender like almost 10 years ago. And I had gotten a decent way in.
Mm-hmm.
I was dating another guy at the time, and I'd gotten into it, and I really kind of want a fluffy appa. I've been
Oh my
wanting a
God.
fluffy appa for like over 10 years. Like, it's a thing now. But like, I've been getting back into it, but watching a little bit of Korra as well has gotten me back into it, because now I can see where the whole series is going.
I gave her major spoilers
Oh, yeah.
because if you start Korra, you get
Yeah.
Major
You need the
spoilers,
major
you know,
spoilers,
yeah.
but I kind of like being able to go back and watch where it develops, just because it is rough on those first
I'm
few
just
episodes.
like, oh, that's
but
what the Avatar did to the Fire Lord Ozai.
Yeah,
I'm like,
yeah.
how does he do that? I'm like, spoiler.
Yeah,
But
we're not-
now that you know,
Yeah.
But it actually helps me for how I like getting into things. I love seeing the journey and knowing the end result, and a lot of the end results, I'm like, I can see where they started peppering all these different things in, especially when it's really tough in those first few episodes.
Mm-hmm.
And things of that nature. When it's really early on, you're just like, that doesn't seem like that should work like that. Okay, I see it now. I see it. I get it. They put it in such a way that makes it a lot easier, and so I've been watching them like kind of together. But that's been like
It's
I've been
actually-
having a
it's
lot of fun
interesting 'cause
getting
they're on the
back into that.
Same episode of each, so we're both on like episode 6 of each one.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah,
Okay,
so that's kind of
must
weird
be
too.
really, yeah.
I'm kind of a little jealous that I wasn't able to watch it like that because it's kind of
It's
fun.
great to watch it like this, like knowing where it ends up in the long run, but also having a good understanding of Aang in many ways.
Oh yeah.
Just because of the fact that there is no, you really understand him like as a growth, like that
There's
is
a lot
that is
more
that
that
is
happens
a
to that
full
character, yeah.
thing. That is a true character thing that's going to go through his entire life. So
Well, yeah,
you need
they
to
have good character
understand that, like because his childlike nature. Like I remember, like I saw like a little snippet from Korra that resonated in like the very first episodes of Avatar of the other one. I'm like, oh my god, like that is just him no matter what. That makes it a lot easier. He's not going to grow out of certain things, and then you can understand where that personality versus like he's a 12-year-old. Because I mean, I've been a sub. I hate fucking 12-year-olds. 12-year-olds and 13-year-olds.
Unless you
I
listen to
hate-
a podcast, then you're cool.
No.
Remember that.
No, I did not like them when I was one. I'm sorry. Like middle schoolers are just
It's
like some of
just
the
a
worst
shitty
people on the
age, yeah.
planet.
It's
Like
just a
they
shitty,
hate themselves. They hate everyone around them. They think
Right.
they know
They think
everything.
they know
It's a
everything.
thing.
They're just mean to everyone.
Oh my God, they're- oh.
13-year-olds on like Xbox.
Oh,
God damn, they're mean.
I hate them. I hate them. They're just like, why? Why did you need to take it there? You did not need to take it there.
'Cause
It's a
edgy.
thing. So that's where I got like a little like they're all like these kind of ages. I know these ages. I hate these ages. I was in the middle of trying to teach those ages while also trying to watch this, so I really couldn't connect. Now that I'm also a little bit older and all that kind of
It's
stuff, it
hilarious
makes
to
me
watch
I
feel
just
Watching
love
it
the
better.
the Fire Nation school episode. You haven't
The
gotten there
school
yet.
episode, no.
I have not gotten there.
That one's
Again, I haven't
Actually,
gotten there. I may have gotten there in the
actually,
past.
actually,
Again, I
I
got like
forgot about
pretty
that.
far in.
That's the
Like
best part,
with
is
like
forgetting
when the
it
name
and
Toph
remember.
doesn't make me blink at all. Like I know who that is.
Yeah, I love. Oh my god, I love her.
Oh,
She's so
she's
badass.
amazing because like her daughter shows up already in the chorus. So it's like, okay, I know these names. I recognize enough to be able to watch them simultaneously though, because I got enough into it.
Yeah.
Wait, are we doing
In
the
the first
intro
time.
or are we doing the?
I know.
No,
I know.
no,
I know.
yeah.
No. So
We'll get into
unfortunately,
that.
because and as I said before, I apologize because I said before of the of the topic, I've started getting back into that, but it was really me getting into Lovecraft and that me getting into that. That was my big like kind of nerd stuff of the week. I am sorry. I'm moving it into something else. Do you have something other nerdy to talk about other than something that's going to come back up in the podcast, unfortunately?
I beat Until Dawn this weekend.
Yes!
And I started it.
And
the
you
episode's
didn't,
over.
like, go into, like,
That's a
a
scary one, too,
terror...
I went to bed at like 3:30 in the morning.
right? When did
Saturday.
you stop playing?
When did I stop playing?
Yeah.
Like 11:30.
Okay. Alright, that sounds about right. Yeah, that's
Maybe
there's a
so.
reason I asked. Yeah, there's going to be a nice gap between those
Well,
two.
so I started playing during the day because I was just like, all right, I did a chore.
Oh,
fuck
that's
it,
good.
I'm just
I don't-
gonna- and I slept
ease your
in,
way
I was just
into
like,
it.
Yeah. Oh no, I worked Saturday morning. That's right. We had like a big thing, and I had to test some stuff. So after that, I was like, you know what? I cleaned a little of my kitchen, and then I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna play video games. So I started with Until Dawn during the day. So I played it for like 2 or 3 hours, and then I stopped and started listening to my podcasts, which is always true crime comedy podcast. Not my podcast. Not
Oh,
this
yeah, I thought you meant us.
no, not us, but
I'm like, oh,
there's
good,
other
finally, you're
podcasts
listening to us.
in the
Good.
world. No, I've actually heard us. It's interesting. It's weird for me to like hear,
Yeah,
my own
yeah.
conversation, but it's cool.
For me, it hasn't been so bad.
No,
So I
yeah.
think that's a good sign.
Yeah.
Because
Good
usually
stuff.
I hate watching myself. So.
But Until Dawn, yeah, that one was a lot of fun.
I've been wanting to play that. I actually really have been
So
wanting to play
which one is that one again, though?
So that is like
It's on a
like
PS4.
a story. Yeah, so I forgot what other platforms it's on, but yeah, I play it on my PS4 and
So it's definitely on PS4.
definitely on PlayStation.
Yeah, but what happens?
What
there,
is
right?
it?
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
basically
Is that
these friends go to the
the cabin place.
You're in a
and
teenage,
the other
like-
one's
you're
trying
in
to
a
kill
teen
you,
horror
right?
movie,
It's a
and
teen
you've
horror
got to
movie,
yeah.
you got to make the choices.
Now,
But then
Oh.
supernatural things
there's
happen.
what?
It's a teenage horror movie,
It
so
is.
it's just
Right.
And it's the
So it gets
first,
better
it's the
and better.
horror with the psycho killer theme, and then
And
it
then
turns
there's
into
magic.
something else,
And
and, you're
then-
like, oh, because like I remember like halfway through, I was like thinking it felt like it was coming to an end. It felt like it was coming to its close, and like, okay, you know, I finished the story, you just play through it again. No,
But no.
you find out who like the crazy murder killer whatever thing is, and then something else happens, and you're like, oh, I forgot. Oh, you know, you're like,
Oh,
that's
nice.
why we were there. And like, I was just like, there's more. So I got to play like another couple of
alright.
hours, and I
Oh,
was like,
nice.
all right, this is cool.
Oh, that's good. It's nice
So,
when it's
yeah.
like a little treat too, when you're like, oh, it
Yeah.
just keeps going. Good.
And now I'm just excited to play through it again, because once you get through the whole story, because you can go back and pick episodes, so different chapters that you've already played through. So you can play through like the end of it, the middle. You can pick certain chunks and go back.
Yeah.
But I just went right back
so
to
you
the
can see
beginning.
like what the different like scenarios would
Different
be.
scenarios, yeah, because it's all about like a big theme in it is the butterfly effect. So a lot of the decisions that your characters make,
Early on
will eventually.
I like
It was like the heavy.
storyline
It was like
change.
the heavy rain. I
think we
played
talked
that.
about that last
Yeah,
time,
we did
yeah.
talk about that on one of them.
Yeah.
It was the same kind of idea of like your choices do make an effect,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
they
I'll
try
bring
to
it back.
dictate your choices by. Do they still do? Because I think I've seen some gameplay where they do like kind of obscure some of the choices, and you have to like take some seconds to like see or think about it. Or am I?
Oh yeah, no. So there's different ways. So there's if someone's like running from the killer or running from something, like you'll see there's a split in the path, and it'll be like take the safe route or try this way, and so you can either go left or go right, and you can choose that. And then if you
Gotcha.
come to a point where you have to climb or you have to drop down, you'll have like quick couple of seconds to push like X or
yeah.
triangle or square or circle, and you're
Yeah, just
like,
which way.
Oh shit! And I love that too, because like this game does a really good job. Like I'm already excited for spooky season. It's already October for me. Like
Oh,
and
no,
October will last until the end of December.
Oh yeah, it's fine.
But
Until Christmas time, and then I'm just like, I'm gonna be singing Christmas carols, and I'm gonna have like Christmas sweaters on. It's gonna be great.
but now it's Halloween and it's
Oh no,
spooky season,
it's lovely,
and it's amazing.
and let's get scary.
So, but yeah, it's a good game, and I like they do a really good job with the whole terror aspect of it. Like the soundtrack is really good too. Like it's, I would
Oh,
say
that's
it's
always great when a
yeah.
game like that has a good soundtrack. Cause
Anything
yeah.
that's nice.
oh yeah, no,
You know
that
what a
always
movie
adds
has a
so
killer soundtrack?
much. I mean, imagine
That's
Jaws
fine.
without the soundtrack.
It's funny because I was actually just gonna bring up James Gunn, so Guardians of the Galaxy and stuff.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Right.
Oh,
So-
and that shows like a very different thing, especially when they go back and like see the same scene without the soundtrack.
Oh yeah, that's funny. And
Like
yeah.
it's great with the soundtrack. It sets up the whole tone of the movie for that
Oh,
one.
he's an idiot. Oh, okay.
But I mean, I always think of Jaws as like the damn shark didn't work. The only way that the suspense was really created was through the music. Dun,
Yeah, no, it worked.
dun, 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 dun,
Clap on your head.
like the whole thing. I mean, that's how the suspense is really created. That's how you know when tension is starting to build in a movie or anything like that. Is the soundtrack. So when I hear like a spooky like game, especially has a good soundtrack, that just makes me like, oh, I know that I'm gonna be like a freaking psycho
It plays
when
on
I
your
try to play it.
anticipation and you're you're
Because
just,
you
like,
feel it.
expecting,
Well,
like, oh shit.
Because I mean,
something's
there are
gonna happen.
actual music
Something's
things
gonna
that happen to your brain, like
Yeah.
dissonance and anything like that. Your mind actually wants to hear harmony again. So like some of the things that like kind of clash, but still sound good, is because you usually know that the harmony is coming eventually. But it also still
or the
amps
spooky
up
rah.
everything. Yeah, like it just
Okay.
amps up everything. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so good.
Apparently,
Ah.
it's a PlayStation 4
Exclusive?
Exclusive,
Of
yeah.
course it is. Of course.
I
it is.
know. So don't worry. That we'll do that.
I'll have
That's
to
gonna
find
happen.
Another game that's not.
I have to get my hands on one.
exclusive
of
Don't
those.
to
worry.
PlayStation.
I've been wanting to do
Or
that,
come over
but then
and
again,
steal
you're
Freya's PlayStation.
you're the console person. It's a thing. It's okay.
I am.
I
Clearly
mean, like,
not
come
as
on.
a case of
But
point,
anyway,
yes.
So that is Jade's nerdy update. Ison, your nerdy update, or do you want to like save your nerdy update for the actual thing? Because that's a big part of it.
Anything other than what you want to talk about
No,
in the
no,
episode?
I was
Yeah.
gonna say James Gunn's gonna be apparently a Suicide Squad 2 is supposed to be really good.
Oh yes,
So
that was
he
something you would
directing that.
think.
I was
Yes.
doing that early. Yeah, I was watching that early.
What do you think?
I don't know. It should. Yeah, I don't see why it wouldn't be good. So a lot of good DC news has been coming out. So, I mean, obviously, it's leaked information of their own test screening. So, I mean,
You already got fan
it
people
could, yeah.
watching fan stuff, but
and company people too. So,
oh yeah.
but I don't know. It's good buzz. It's good. It's you don't want to hear bad reports coming out, so it's good to hear good reports coming out, right? So, good news. So DC might be able to be fixing their little ship there and see what they do. But otherwise than that, yeah, just watching Korra and all that other stuff and watching Airbender. So
Which will come up.
yeah, so I mean that's pretty much the inspiration for this episode for the most part, actually.
Which is true.
Yeah, so anime versus cartoons, or what makes an
Or-
anime a cartoon, or what's a cartoon and an anime, and all that other.
Oh, the kind of deciphering of, yeah, basically mainly anime versus cartoon because the plethora of cartoons and the plethora of animes that there are out there. There are just so many on each side. How much, like, what really tips the scale? Are there things that are cartoons that we would consider cartoons that are really an anime genre? Like, is it just a style of cartoon?
Right.
Is anime just a style of cartoon? Is it a whole separate thing? So the basics of how, just for our people, how this is gonna run is I'm just gonna kind of be moving the conversation along or adding questions and things of that nature. Other than that, we're just gonna be trying to figure it out all together because Lord knows I don't know. Is anime cartoon? Are cartoons and anime separate? What makes it different?
They are two different things.
All right, I have to admit,
Are
I
they?
don't know
Okay.
if they are two different things. Like in the onset, they're all kind of, if you look at the genre of cartoons, they're all cartoons. Anime is just a very big separate thing that is so big that it can be called its own separate thing. But there are a lot of other cartoons that can still do an anime style. Because, I mean, again, watching Last Airbender and Korra, that's an anime style. You see the character, you're like, that's a villain. Because that's a villain. Because anime is a very particular villain look, you know what I mean?
Well, yeah, but there's a lot to do with the art in it of itself. The artwork.
that's also
I feel, from my knowledge and experience, is that a lot of anime is a lot more intricate, and they put in so much more work and effort into like every slide, every frame that goes into a scene, and like I
Yeah.
mean, Hayao Miyazaki
Yeah, no.
is like known for this.
Yeah,
If we're gonna
with
go
their
into
details.
like animation style, you know, and something so intricate, because I feel like if you take Avatar: The Last Airbender or The Legends of Korra and you turn it into an anime, you're gonna see a lot more lines in the artwork. You're gonna see a lot more
Fair enough.
detail to the boats, to the you know, costumes that everyone's wearing, to the attire that they live in. You know, it's gonna be
Yeah, but you can't say they're not going for the anime aesthetic in the
no, it's
design.
definitely an anime style.
So I mean, that's kind of like
Yeah.
what we need to. One thing we got to define is what is an anime, what is a cartoon, because there's both the strict thing of anime is that just a cartoon made in Japan, or and cartoons are made in the either U.S. or the West, or is anime a style? Can it be made in other places? Because
That's a big
yeah,
thing.
that's really the
And I would also say, just as a quick note, like I am also personally coming from a place of I have not watched tons of anime. I've watched some. I'm not the big person on this point. You two have both watched a lot more anime. I mean, I've watched cartoons. I've watched plenty of cartoons. But on the anime, big part of that, I'm going to have to defer to you guys. And so if I do say something incorrect, please correct me on anything of that nature. Because,
Yeah.
But I do enjoy everything. As Lord knows, I love Sailor Moon as a kid. Come on. I'm sorry. You want like the most like easy animated kid. Sailor Moon is awesome for a girl.
I know.
Oh, Tuxedo Mask.
No, I
girls-
still love watching it too.
Oh,
I want to
go
watch
back
it
to it.
again because it's like been forever.
I
I
don't think.
forgot most
I
of it.
think I tried it at some point, and I just couldn't.
Oh,
do it.
that's just you're a boy. It's fine.
No, I mean I watched it when I was even way younger, and it was like I could watch it, but like as an adult going back, I'm like, ooh, I was watching this, I can't.
Nope.
But
I still get nostalgic and I still love it.
yeah, I kind of get that way with Dragon Ball too. I'm like
It's
I
like you
loved
guys
it
are
as a
supposed to
kid,
be
but-
met together, tuxedo mask and Sailor Moon. You really love it. It's okay. Come on.
Yeah.
It's fine. She's
It
the
is
princess.
fun watching you watch.
I'm
cartoons.
sorry.
You get really into.
Hey!
You get really into the moments they have. It's fun to watch.
Well, that's another thing that I like about a lot of anime is the characteristics of the, like the eyes will, or what is it? A good one is an example, Soul Eater. So in Soul Eater, if you've seen it, one of the characters, Soul, whenever he sees a beautiful woman, basically, he becomes like intimidated or like little horny, teenage boy.
Right.
He just gets a
Exactly.
nosebleed. Like he just, instead of like
yeah.
being all awkward and stuttering or whatever, he
Well,
just
that-
gets a
that- that's his
nosebleed,
awk-
and
that's
it's
his
just like
awkwardness.
It's like, and that's like, okay, well, yeah, teenage boners or something. I don't know, but it's just like
Blood's flowing
Teenage
somewhere
angst.
else.
Yeah, teenage angst.
yeah, and that's
embarrassment,
just like they, so there's a lot of like crazy
There are a lot of little unique anime facial
Yeah,
expressions.
to emote a lot of
And
the
what you were
different
saying
things.
before
yeah.
actually kind of brings up a unique thing with animation and the two approaches they kind of chose, because animation in and of itself is very expensive, right?
Yeah.
So anime and cartoons kind of do two different kind of approaches to that. Where anime, you're right, is a lot more detailed.
Yes.
And in the older animes you'll watch, they'll stay on a frame to save cost
Yeah.
for a long time, but they detail the fuck out of that frame.
Mm-hmm.
They really gave you something to look at, so they could kind of go with that, or maybe like it's
A lot of
quick
action
animation.
can
Or just-
happen in front of
yeah,
it.
just like a quick back and forth with like wind blowing, but you'll just get that for a couple seconds. But it's nice. Whereas with a cartoon, you might get the same kind of flowing, you'll keep the frames, but the quality of everything's just shoddier. Now there's
Yeah.
the detail is like almost like
Unless you get like a
so it's like
Pixar or
it's the
something
same
like that,
problem,
it's a
just
whole
approaching
different
it in two
animation.
really different directions. And it's a very Japanese direction too. It's like really meticulous with the work. And
Well, that's very and that's
And
that's
we're
what it
also
is, though.
talking
Anime.
episodic stuff, not exactly the what's it called? Movie stuff.
No, yeah, we're talking series and movies. Yeah.
yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
because
different
it runs the gamut,
because
yeah.
then I would say for animation style for that kind of stuff, then the amount of detail and stuff like that, I give that kind of stuff to Pixar.
You were not even gonna go there.
I know that's
Yeah,
that's what I'm
yeah,
saying.
yeah.
I'm like we got to stay away from. I'm talking,
Because that's all computer generated. Like they're
but there's a lot of
even the
I
artwork
stuff
is
is
a lot.
Yeah, I mean, all cartoons now though are computer generated, so.
I mean, yes, that is, but I
That's
feel
a
like
whole other
there's
thing,
still
too.
a lot
It's
of
like a new change in style.
not for Ghibli Studios. I feel like they still have a lot of
They're doing it old school still.
yeah.
Yeah.
and then
I feel
and
like
that's
and
a different
the
thing.
honor and
And
integrity of that
Yeah.
culture, which is
and that's
why I
that's
feel that.
fair enough.
Yeah, no, they have a really good.
I love that. I just
Definitely.
respect
Okay.
that more. I
Ghibli
think
is-
too.
yeah.
No, I
Miyazaki and stuff.
definitely.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's like the Walt Disney of Japan, basically. So. Like,
Well,
that's fantastic.
He's. I don't
All
know
right,
if he's
so-
racist,
Yeah, as racist, but
It's not a racist.
I don't know if you've been to
So-
Japan.
so-
They get pretty up there in the races.
So
No,
let's bring it back to like a little bit more of origin stories of what was the first like anime you got into or like big cartoon that you got into that a little bit older, because I mean, we all watched cartoons as kids, most likely. But like, what's like the older cartoon that you got into, or things of that nature, was like your first big anime? Because I feel like everyone gets into their first anime a little bit differently. You always know when you get into your first anime versus like you have to think about like which cartoon would I consider.
My first cartoon.
Well, because I mean, the only first cartoon that I would consider would be
remember.
So my first
Memories
like cartoon that I would consider like an adult
Strawberry
cartoon that I really like. No, that's what I mean. I'm considering adult cartoon. I would consider Invader Zim one of my first like real like adult cartoons.
Oh, you're saying first adult cartoon. Okay.
Adult cartoon.
If you're saying first cartoon, I gotta go back to Looney Tunes.
I know, no.
Yeah,
Like,
probably, yeah,
and that's what I'm saying. Like we can all remember getting into our first anime, because anime is not not a normal thing over here, versus our first like adult cartoon. So what's your first like anime versus your first like adult cartoon? Like the first like older animation or cartoon style that you liked versus like. So I would say for me, for example, I would say for like animations already, Invader Zim would be like my first like adult-ish cartoon and like kind of thing that I gravitated towards, that I really liked. And the first anime that I can remember really getting into as a kid that was even something that people would watch today would be Sailor Moon. Mm-hmm. That's something that I remember watching. I've also like watched like Full Metal Alchemist and things of that nature. So I've watched a little bit, but that's the stuff that I remember like getting into. I remember Invader Zim and Sailor Moon. What were your like early memories of like? I mean, I watched a little Inuyasha. That I know that one too. Again, very minor anime knowledge.
That counts.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of like the first anime for me. As far as adult though, like I had a TV when I was like 13, so.
Yeah.
So I would go to bed really late, and I'd be watching like either, I think it was Comedy Central or MTV at the time would play those late night cartoons.
So
I was
Robot
watching,
Chicken.
Oh,
No.
maybe Beavis.
No?
Maybe
Take it
Beavis
back.
and- maybe
Take it
Beavis
back.
and Butthead or something.
Eon Flux. That was when I
Flux.
was watching shit like The Max, Eon Flux, Beavis and Butthead was on at night, you know, like
Oh,
all of
yeah,
those.
I
Dr.
forgot
Katz.
about Dr. Katz. I know
Yeah.
Dr. Katz. He's been on forever though. That's
So
the
I would
thing.
say like all of that shit was pretty much what I like. Those are my adult cartoons.
Nice.
Because I was always like, my mom would be
Yeah,
passed
now-
out
now I'm
anyway, and I
thinking
would just be
about
up
it.
until like midnight
Probably-
or 2 in the morning.
For me, it probably has to be Beavis and Butthead.
Hmm
Yeah, that has to be one, like the earliest adult one.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that was before South Park came out.
Oh,
so,
oh God, yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah.
So like,
Yeah.
South Park was one of them too, and I was super young then. So
Yeah, no, I never really did Beavis and Butthead.
Yeah.
I mean,
I
those-
mean,
those
because I
are
was
two
a big
titans of
MTV like kid
cartoons.
when I was growing up, because I used
It's
to
not
watch
that
a
I
lot
like
of,
Daria.
Yeah, but Daria
Anything
originated
by-
from
yeah, anything-
Beavis and
yeah,
Butthead.
Anything by Mike Judd is pretty
Yeah.
much awesome.
Hmm
So he did Beavis and Butthead. He did
Beavis
Daria.
and Butthead though.
which is fine.
Well,
But
it's
I'm
understandable.
for
It's a
everyone.
very unique
It
style
is.
of comedy
Yeah.
towards demographics toward.
Not everyone likes to be from
Yes.
their bunghorn.
Yes, not
Yeah, like-
if you're a
wants to
if
get
you're a
it.
13-year-old asshole on Xbox Live, you would probably love Beavis and Butthead. So when I was 13, fucking loved Beavis and
I was
Butthead.
that 13-year-old
I'm the
boy.
person
Yeah,
that
exactly.
I've already said that I despise 13-year-olds and 12-year-olds.
Yeah. So I
So okay,
completely
never
understand
mind.
why.
So if everyone understands why I
And,
don't
like,
exactly like.
Beavis and Butthead
gravitate
Do
towards
America.
that.
Oh my god, that was a great movie, and I had to get that on like VHS.
No.
And I, like, pop that in.
It'd be kind rewind.
Like, yeah, don't record over shit. But, that's good. At least.
All right, so fair enough. So tell me now what got all of us into it. It was like, what is your big like either favorite now or thing that you're into now? That's actually two different questions. What is your favorite?
Mm-hmm.
What's your favorite either anime or cartoon or both or which or whatever you delineate between the two?
This is like asking me what my favorite book is.
Yeah, it's
That's-
like, who's your favorite
What-
kid?
what-
Ah!
Okay.
I love
what,
them all different
Okay,
ways.
what are okay? No. Since I think, what are your favorites? Top 3. People can usually come up with their top 3.
I do love Full Metal Alchemist.
I do love Full Metal Alchemist.
But I'm
myself.
including Brotherhood. It's got to be.
I watched the Brotherhood.
Yeah, it's got to be. I like both of them.
I watched a lot of the early stuff, and then when I decided to watch it full through, we watched the Brotherhood because it followed the whole the manga. Like that's why we watched that one. But I got
But they're all
into it,
great.
and then I
just
wanted
love
to
it.
watch it because of the original. Because I used to watch that on like 1:00 in my dorm room in college, like because that's when it was on like Cartoon Network or whatever. Because I got it through my computer. It was a weird thing. But yeah, so sorry. Apologies. So you've watched both.
Ninja Scroll.
Ninja
Do you know
Scroll.
that? You
Vaguely,
must know that
vaguely.
movie. Yeah, that was a good one.
Oh, that's right. That's just a movie, right? It's like a one-off
Yeah, that one's
movie.
a movie. I gotta
That's
watch that
it.
one again. I remember
Yeah, I
being
wanna visit
amazed
that.
by that, and I love.
There's a couple of them.
I mean,
like that.
Cowboy Bebop I really like, but Samurai Champloo, and I think it's the same creators.
Yeah.
I feel like
Right,
those
neck
are like
and
the
neck,
two.
right
Yeah.
there, yeah.
Ugh. There's just so many.
There
But
really is.
I guess I would
You
just
go
name
off
those
it
for
is.
now. Yeah, I know. It's
Okay.
just.
I'll keep mine to cartoons. So I'll keep mine to Avatar: The Last Airbender. Probably one of my favorite cartoons ever. Some deep shit in that one. I don't know about Korra yet. I just started. I have no reason not to. I've been loving it so far, but I just started. So
I
who,
haven't
who,
finished it yet either.
yeah, who knows where that goes. So I won't include that technically in my top list yet. So I like where it's going. But I will also say Star Wars: The Clone Wars and Star Wars Rebels. They're both two big, huge cartoons for me. Both have made me cry. Both have really good story arcs, and the quality jumps and animation. Actually, I was going to bring this up as a major point because the animation style in Clone Wars was like with the computer animated, and it was real like choppy, and I just did not like that style of animation, and it kept me away from watching Star Wars cartoons forever. Like, I'm the Star Wars guy. I didn't watch them for like 5 years.
Yeah.
Like 5 years ago is when I first watched the Clone Wars finally. So I was bored enough and just clicked on it. I saw it on Netflix. I avoided it for years. I just passed right over it.
It's right there, but.
Right. Yeah, I was
It's
like,
like,
maybe
I
I'll
know
get to
I'm
it
gonna
one
love
day.
this, but
I watched the thing. I couldn't really stand the one that I watched, but after I gave it a shot, and now as they released the last season years later, like the quality is so good now.
Oh,
It's like a little movie. It's like a Pixar movie quality stuff.
Oh shit. Okay.
In the last like 4 episodes, or the last season really, but each season just gets so good, like gets better and better. So after like season 2 or 3, it gets super good quality. But it's still a different animation style, and now the fans love it too. Because I wasn't the only one who had a gripe about it,
Shocker.
right? But I feel like and the anime style is almost like a guaranteed safe style to go with that people will like.
For animation.
As long
For
as you stay
animation.
very
It's, like,
true to it.
proven. Yeah. You get a little loose with it. I mean,
but
still,
even
I mean,
then, it's like
more of a.
And you
proven
can
kind of
have
thing.
like a horrible story sometimes with it, but people will still watch it.
There's a wide range of an age like demographic that you can pull into with a lot
God,
of
yeah.
animation. I mean Shrek, for fuck's sake.
Yeah,
you
we're
know,
literally
like-
playing to everyone. Right?
Yeah, it's just it's,
Well, that's
I
the
like
good
those
part.
movies too.
Yeah,
but-
I've been watching a lot
Yeah,
of the Pixar
like
ones,
that's the
so.
thing. I love all that stuff.
I do have to give a shout out to Hellsing. I think honestly, if it comes to a top
Ah,
3,
that's a
Hellsing
good
is.
one.
I can't believe I couldn't think of it before, but Hellsing is one of them. I
Okay.
love. It was only like 13 episodes, but it's
That's
vampires.
That's the way
I
to kind
freaking
of
love
do
it.
it sometimes. Just keep it short and sweet.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just tell a story as much time as you need to tell a good story.
Like I have,
Yeah,
I
that's
only
all those
DVD
big
for
things,
You
that.
don't
like,
need to
it's
know
when
or
the-
to it out into 500 episodes.
No, I
It's
think
like,
with the story that
I
they
hate
had
that.
and what they did with it, yeah, it ended at a good part.
It's like
You're
it's one of those things. Like
that's
yeah,
fine.
sometimes you wish you wanted more, but you like the way that they did it, and you respect because you don't want to see your characters be like, "What the hell are they doing now?"
Well,
It's like, and there's a shark, and that's how far you guys are gonna go over it.
And
Okay.
like Dragon Ball Z ran into the problem, they just kept going and kept going, and you run into the Superman problem of
Mm-hmm.
now they're
What
so,
do you do
now
now?
they're so strong, it's ridiculous, like, and what's
Yeah.
going to be the new threat? Even something more ridiculous, and now they're gods, pretty much. They're like blowing up.
I mean, if
planets
you
and
don't,
shit.
yeah,
It's
no, like, because I mean,
where-
one
how
book
do we get
series.
here?
Next
Like,
one.
how do yeah,
That's
the
it.
next
You're
one?
like,
You keep up
how
in the
high do you
game.
go where it's
Just
just like
finish the story.
I mean,
alright?
I mean, you
Start
have
over.
to, you
you
have to
can't
do it.
arc anymore.
You have to
Right,
do it-
exactly. You've
Bring it
already
back
arced.
down.
The arc needs to land and be done,
Yes.
alright? Goku has no character arc. Goku had no character development. He was a shitty father in the beginning, he's a shitty father in the end. Like, none, convince me I'm wrong.
Well, no. So one of the
mind.
things. So
Change
one
my
of the
mind.
book series
In the
that I really
comments,
like, the
use.
Demon Accords. So a lot of the characters actually their powers like really get up because it's very supernatural based.
Right.
But the things that they're fighting also get amped up enough so that
Right.
yeah,
It's-
they're
it's a-
like
There's an evolution in the
It's
like
story.
what
there
you
is
have to
there is
do
the
as the story
space like
continues. It's just what you
yeah
have to do. You
no
have to
so
up
it's one
the
of those
game.
things so he's been up
But then it gets so
he's been upping the game
ridiculous.
properly.
It gets well, I mean, it's a
It's
good way
not
to do it.
ridiculous. It's not ridiculous in the way that he's doing it because
Right.
there's like a very much outside threat that can be just well above regular human capabilities, no matter what. So it makes sense of how he's doing it. But again, it's one of those things of you have to, if you up your people, that's fine, but you have to up your monsters.
Right. Well, you do, but then it ruins something. So it's like always been one of DC's problems, where they have Superman.
Yeah.
Right. So literally, you gotta have
Flying
everyone.
in Batman's jet.
Right. Well, you know, it's like you automatically have to compete or bring in a god on your team, and you're a team of badasses yourself, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, what are your threats really?
Mm-hmm.
It's like, how are we gonna disable Superman every episode or something like that? So there's an actual problem to deal with, like, because things get, so amped up.
Mm.
But that's all.
Fair enough.
Yeah. So I haven't seen a lot of those good like DC comic. Actually, one of the few DC actually comic movies I've seen, and it was really good. It was the one Batman versus Superman was based off of, and it was super good. Actually, so my buddy owns a limo company, and so we took a limo up to Comic-Con one year.
Nice.
Yeah, his father drove us up to the city. They drive up there all the time, so why the fuck not, right?
Yeah,
he was
yeah.
probably going to go to a job anyway at JFK.
Yeah. I gotta pick someone up.
Yeah,
man.
exactly. So we all drove down in a limo, and no, it was the big Escalade limo too.
Oh,
so it was
God.
extra dope. But we all had TV screens, so we're watching Batman vs Superman the cartoon on the way up, and it was
Nice.
so good. So that's why I went banana shit when they started quoting the comic or the graphic novel they based it off of and stuff. They were quoting it at the release or like the announcement for Batman vs Superman.
Mm-hmm.
So excited. And they let me down.
Aw.
And they let me down, but
Wah, wah, wah.
yeah,
It's a
DC.
thing.
Get your shit together, DC.
It's alright. Anyway, back to
Cartoons.
comics and animes and all that kind of good stuff. So we have the favorite. So what do you think is the best feature of anime other than like the detail? Like what are like the things that you love about anime that is not in cartoons and vice versa? Like
The
I
action and the fight scene.
I think the freedom in certain parts of anime is like we don't have in cartoons because of where they're done. There's a lot of
I mean,
freedom
I'll
in anime.
say what you were saying before with the cute anime faces. They definitely
yeah.
They have a unique way to express emotions and unique situations. Just be a unique facial expression or something like that.
Yep. Or if they're like really like shocked or surprised, like their face will just like their eyes turn white and the whole face. Like,
No, the
just
whole face drop.
Yeah, the whole
like,
face
yeah.
dropping. It's just like, or
Yeah,
it's just
that
so.
turned into an emoji pretty
Yeah.
much. But
Well,
But I do like
Who
the
made
fight
emojis?
scenes from like the Samurai Champloo that had such good fight scenes. I feel like with the sword fighting
yeah,
and
a lot of
everything.
them did.
Yeah.
But
And
this-
you can do
this-
so much more with that, of course, because you know they're flexible as fuck. They're magic because they're fucking animation. So it's just like I feel like you can get a lot more done.
That's
Mm.
again,
You know,
why
not
some
that-
things don't translate well.
Yeah.
Like again, this is all based on pretty much our conversation about Avatar and Korra,
Oh
and
yeah.
then the movie.
Yeah, that was.
Ooh. Ooh,
Oh,
didn't
wait, the
think
M. Night
it was gonna-
Shyamalan?
The
Oh,
Shyamalan.
we don't talk about that.
I know, but
That-
that's
that-
like the
that-
most-
that-
that- no, that doesn't
This,
exist.
this actually
Example.
this
It
actually
doesn't
applies to how
exist.
cartoons
Exhibit
don't
A.
like cartoons
doesn't
can
translate
may poorly be translated to. It also didn't seem like he ever watched the series because he didn't capture any of the tone or anything of the series. But that's another thing. There was a twist, I guess. At the
Dude,
end.
I've
I
had
don't
to do harder forms for my black belt.
know.
Like, no.
Try being a
Yeah.
cartoon or
Ugh.
an anime character.
No, that's like
Don't
no,
discriminate-
like no for
discriminate.
that one like thing like for the last day like I no like that no
can't.
you're supposed to be this no
Yeah, no, it's weird. The cartoon had better.
The
like,
cartoon
fi-
was great.
Had better fighting styles in it.
yes
than
no
the
like
movie.
Absolutely.
legit you can like
Like,
watch
you
it
can
like
watch it and you're oh yeah.
I'm like
watching
I'm
it,
watching like
oh,
oh
yeah.
this kind of stuff like okay like you can see like the actual styles the external internal like forms and all that kind of stuff like
Yeah.
they really like from
Like
And I'm
today
not gonna
was
lie, I've been
Sokka was in
loving
the
that.
dojo and he does the move to the girl and stuff and knocks her over.
Yes.
The early episode of Avatar. Like
Yeah,
I'm like,
so-
that's a thing right there. He did a real move.
they really
Or
are
the way she
watching.
was controlling him earlier in
Oh
the
yeah,
episode, too.
it was great.
All the
But
keto and
the
stuff.
it was funny because I was telling him like that's how that finger lock that I was showing you. That's how that works. That's when you use it because remember that finger lock I was showing you? It got used right there. I'm like, that's where it's used, right there. It's like, oh, it's one of those things. But no,
Yeah.
like the care in the martial arts and the difference in the martial arts style because especially because you see the Fire Nation is very is spinning
Very
and
Shaolin. I think they're very Shaolin
Yes.
based. Yes.
because like the way that their kicks are going and all that kind of stuff. Earth is very very solid, grounded,
Right.
like oh, and then of course, but they all really do flow with their
Yeah,
elements
they all
properly.
They all have their unique styles.
They
and
have their
stuff
unique
based on it.
styles, and it's very
And it
something.
works very well in the animation.
Oh, and it's so great, and I only think it would work with an anime-esque style. I know it's not exactly anime, but it's anime style and really flowing into that because of how Asian anime is. You know what I mean? If that makes sense.
Almost by definition.
Japanimation.
Japanimation, basically.
That's basically what it is.
But that's one of those things that I do appreciate is that whole like they really
When they get
did
the fight
take
scenes right.
Yeah.
oh my god they took so much care with it. They really did. You watch that stuff and you're just like yep I have done that move or I've seen that move or I've
While
Understand
we're
it.
slightly off the top.
Yo, yeah, no, I'm sorry. I tried
while
to
we're
bring it
slightly
back.
off the topic. I'm really excited about the Netflix series that's coming out.
Ooh!
Netflix is doing a live action Avatar,
So they're gonna try it.
so they're trying it.
Okay.
oh Netflix
But
is gonna have so much
They
better chance.
hired the
Asian
guy- the guy-
actors?
no. Well, yes, they are actually hiring ethnic actors to play the different tribes.
Oh, so then they're already like light years ahead.
Oh yeah, no, they hired the guys who created the show.
Oh, well,
Yeah, from Nickelodeon. They hired those guys. They're running the show.
That's amazing. That's how you do it.
That's how
my
you do it.
God.
That's how you don't miss the tone
okay,
of the show.
you missed,
Yeah.
you lost, you didn't tell me about that. Oh shit,
just
now
said
I'm
it.
excited. Well, now, no, he didn't
I
tell me
didn't
about
tell
that
her earlier
beforehand.
about that
But
part.
now I get,
Yeah.
ah!
Yeah, see, yeah, I'm pretty
It's the
excited.
fresh
too.
excitement. No, it's a whole fresh excitement. Like, yay!
What do you call it? Do y'all want to go to an intermission?
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. Then we can talk about other parts of our favorite things about cartoons and
Yeah,
animes
we can do all things.
in a bit. And so I shall do the what you doing?
Hey,
And we're back from intermission and fun times.
back from the salad bar, everyone.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's
I'm
what it
eating nuts.
yeah, no, snacks have been happening
Wow.
throughout because
I swallow.
all the salad that we've been enjoying right now has definitely increased the munchies on my part. So yeah, nibbling has been happening throughout.
Yeah, this is
We're
really
sorry.
second dinner. Yeah,
Oh, it's so tasty.
or third dinner, wherever we're on now.
Yeah, this one day really threw
This
me
is yummy.
off, too.
Anyway,
Oh yeah, it's a holiday when we're recording.
Yeah, for Labor Day.
This
It's
is
Labor Day.
Yeah, it's recording on Labor Day. I'll see you in the future. Or
All right.
my past.
You'll hear us later.
Yes. Talking to you
Hope
in
you've
the
had a great
future
holiday.
Oh yeah.
now, as you're experiencing it now. But in my past.
We hope you enjoyed the day. Oh. Yes.
color?
That's the
Yes,
color I
the
want.
color hair that
Oh,
she
shit,
wants.
okay.
We were just talking about
Because that's,
hair.
I understand now what you mean.
It's more red.
Because I'm definitely the, I get you. Completely.
It does look fun.
Yeah. Sorry,
Yeah.
we're looking at different colors as I tend to be a more bluey purple. Jade wants to be a more red purple, and hopefully we'll be able to do a versus purple, and that'd be really fun.
Oh my gosh.
It's our nerdy update.
Oh yeah.
Purple
did you-
versus purple.
did you-
Wouldn't that
did
be
you hear
awesome?
we had to do food versus foods, just so we could have different foods.
Can you say foods like 5 more times for me,
Well,
please?
yeah, like we could get like sponsored by the Food Network or like some kind of food station or
Foods
show.
coming here.
And then we could get
What?
foods
And we
at
can eat
other
the
places,
food
and
and
we can
review
literally
the
become
foods.
foodies and go places.
I'm gonna start
We're
eating the
like
foods
the
until you
Anthony
explain
Bourdain
about what food you're
nerds of
we're
foods.
trying to do versus foods.
We're gonna expand into foods
How are we expanding into foods?
because we got munchies. That's why I think.
Anyway, come
it's
bringing
an
it
idea.
back.
I don't know. It's an
Bringing
idea.
it back.
To cartoons who eat a lot,
Cartoons and anime
like
and all that
in
kind
the
of good
Avatar
stuff.
or Dragon Ball Z, they eat a lot. of
Well,
those
yeah, no.
cartoons.
So we have like the cross styles and things of that nature. So we were chit chatting over a little bit of salad about our favorites when we were growing up, and those tend to be some of the classic animes that you tend to watch, like Dragon Ball Z, or the Full Metal Alchemist was another one. Sailor Moon for me, those were those ones. But then we also had the other like great animation styles at the time, like it was for the Batman series, Samurai Jack and Batman Beyond, that real bold lined animation cartoon style that they had at the time that I don't know why they got away from, but all of the animation was like that at the time.
Yeah, computers. Is
So-
why they got away from it.
But I mean, it was
Most
so good, but I loved it. But that was like the only thing that I think could ever like stand up to anime was that bold animation style of, okay, you guys are doing wide lines and things of that nature and light details and like soft lines, where we are doing hard bold lines, and it was a thing. And I liked the difference in that sense. Because again, you had the very delicate lines, like you could see the things, and it was very frilly, and yes, it had all that detail, but all the stuff at the other time was very hard lined, very thick things, and like the detail was very different. And that's what I kind of have as a cartoon and anime separation in my head, because that's what I grew up with.
I like
that.
how the Batman's default colors really converted, where everything was black instead of made it from black instead of from white or something like that. That's why it was so dark as well.
Well, it's very fitting because it's supposed to be that
Yeah,
way.
no, no,
Yeah, it's supposed to
Yeah.
be dark.
It's gotta be.
should be right.
I loved Gargoyles.
That
was a good, good cartoon. That was so good.
Why so good?
That was a precursor
That-
to
that's
like
what I
the
wanna
big
revisit
block
nowadays.
style too.
If someone
Yeah, it
could-
was.
really-
It
That was like, it was just a little like centimeter off
Right.
of being the big block style. Is definitely the precursor to that animation style.
He was right around the time of Batman too.
Exactly.
That's
That's where it
right
switched.
around
That's
that
right
time.
where it switched.
Yeah, Batman made that big. I'm pretty sure. But,
I'm just thinking about Ruby now because like that is a different kind of. That's because the style of the animation also has a lot to do with whether people will watch it or not. And I've heard, different people
Like
don't
Clone
like
Wars.
the old.
yeah,
like you were
my
just
problem,
talking
yeah.
about. And Ruby is that right now for some people.
Wait, what's Ruby? I don't even know
So
what
Ruby is it's RWBY. It's by Rooster Teeth. they they do the production of it. It's their
Do I know Rooster Teeth from any other productions? Or?
Camp. Have you heard of Camp?
No.
That's a cartoon series.
That sounds fun too.
It's
Both are fun.
so good.
Alright.
Anyway,
Again, it was
Good.
like-
I love them on their shit. All right,
but Ruby, yeah, it's a very
Jade is the anime person.
yeah
Like, so much.
Nah, so what is this shit?
I think it's technically though an anime style cartoon, but it's
Okay.
that very distinct animation.
It
like,
walks
format.
that line, like,
Um,
even walks that line more than Avatar does.
All right.
Oh yeah, because it's completely like a different
Okay,
kind
so-
of animation.
Yeah, it just walks that line more, like,
Mm-hmm.
because if you can use Avatar as, like, that stepping stone of, like, this is not anime. It's the, like, how he said, like, anime is like champagne. Champagne can only happen in the Champagne region of France. Anime can technically only happen in Japan, but you have the things outside of that, which
All right.
is like Prosecco. It's the same kind of thing.
Right.
Prosecco can happen anywhere, like in Italy
It's
or whatever,
The regional versus the style.
versus the style.
Kind
So
of thing.
the Prosecco of anime for like the States, or like the light stepping stone, would be like Last Airbender and things of that nature. So I'm just trying to.
I mean, yeah, that's like definitely an anime style cartoon. Is that what you mean?
Like, where does it
Right.
fall?
Where does it fall?
Yeah.
Where does it fall?
That's
Is
true.
it
Yeah, it's
Closer
it's
to
like the
Champagne, or is
It's like
it-
the champagne? Exactly. Like I
Right.
feel
it's
like
closer
if
to
there's-
champagne?
If there's at least
Like,
an
you taste this,
element-
like, this isn't from France? What?
No, yeah. So yeah, if there, it's an anime has to have some form of origination. I think from an Asian, like, culture
Okay.
Right.
and country basically.
Okay.
So that's my understanding of it anyway. You know, I feel like it's a very
Wait, so is it cultural appropriation for Western people to make anime style?
Why was I scared it was going to get to
because
that?
it's called Japanimation. It's from Japan.
It
Like,
must be
am I
from
wrong?
Japan.
No.
But
It's
that's
just-
the
it's
thing.
just
I get what
champagne
you're
versus
saying, but
Prosecco.
like I feel like
It's a
all right,
champagne versus Prosecco
I'm
question.
sorry,
That's where
I'm
it goes.
white. I just really like anime. I just and like I appreciate the cultural aspects of it though, and that's why I love that distinction because fuck us, we have enough shit. White
Well,
people
hell,
don't need any
so
more
the
crap.
easy way is like, go to the show. You didn't want Scarlett Johansson to be the person. Yeah.
We're not even no.
Well,
That's
true.
That's
one of the reasons why
that's
the Airbender
appropriation.
thing
I
was-
mean,
That's-
pretty
that's-
bad.
That's not what I am.
That's
saying.
what I'm.
Yeah.
That's what we're saying. That's the bad part. We do not agree with that part. That no.
That's a pretty good distinction right there.
There.
Yeah.
That's not
Because that's
what.
another reason why
That's
Avatar-
not what we were
why
talking
Avatar
about. We were
did
talking
that
about people
movie
who
was
are
terrible, too.
are trying to
The whitewashing
appreciate
of
and
all
just do it in their
characters.
own way. It's not trying to take over or top or just like what the hell with that. Anyway,
I like
I'm
it
not even gonna go with that.
accept the art and culture of other cultures. Like that's
Right.
what I appreciate about anime so much. I think,
Mm-hmm.
and you can see the difference, and that's what I said before. Like I read an article recently that was talking about like Hayao Miyazaki and how he would spend so much time and
And
effort
Still does.
still does, drawing out
It
frames.
was until very recently, right?
because of that honor and integrity that you just don't
Huh?
fucking see in America.
No, we don't have that. No. There's a special word for that in Japan.
Thank you for coming
Amen.
to my TED Talk. No.
No, there's a special word for that. I forget what it's called. Have you seen a documentary? Was it Iro Loves Sushi or something like that? Or the sushi documentary on Netflix? Yeah. So it's about a sushi chef. He's like a top sushi chef in
Sorry.
Tokyo. He has a location like in a subway station in Tokyo,
Oh,
and
wow.
like he takes on like these two apprentices. They're like, you have to make rice for 5 fucking years.
Yeah.
And you just have to make a good rice ball.
Mm-hmm.
And that's your fucking job for 5 years. And he's gonna shit on you every day until you make the fucking perfect rice ball, and then you can move up to a new job where you suck for another 5 fucking years. And then eventually, after like 12 to 15 years, you maybe could like cut a fish. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like this dude dedicates everything to make everything perfect every time, and it's like his mindset, his life and mentality. Like, that is what this man is built and made to do, and he loves every moment of it, and it's like a beautiful thing. It's a great documentary. You should watch it. But Miyazaki's the same way in just making animation. And like you were saying before, and I was saying before too, like it's the different approach where they chose to save costs, just going with detail, but like, you know, just one frame, just making that really detailed instead of
Well, the
multiple
great thing
frames.
about Ghibli Studios is they don't have to worry about saving costs.
Not,
Oh,
not
yeah,
anymore.
yeah,
Not
not
anymore.
anymore.
In the beginning, they
Yeah,
did though,
yeah.
and it's very evident.
You
You,
can
can see
see
that.
the
You could
difference.
definitely see that in the early anime days too, when the
Like,
budgets
was
were
it
real tight.
Poco was like kind of almost squiggly?
Yeah, no, they did just throw that like wiggle,
Yeah.
throw wiggles on the same scene just to make it look like movement. It's
Yeah.
like, yeah, there's a lot of times you go, oh, that's kind of cheap and
Squiggly
corny.
animation.
Yeah,
but
you're like,
yeah.
they're trying to save money and shit. It kind of makes it quaint though a little bit. Some of the older ones.
Yeah. But the stories are still really interesting and
The
good.
stories
and
are
they grab you
always
so
good.
yeah, it's just
Now they get a little too crazy, honestly. But
what was the last one that came out? That was Studio Ghibli.
That's something I
oh
can
no, that's Studio
appreciate.
Ghibli. I'm just talking about anime.
Oh,
in general.
anime. I was
Anime
like,
in
what
general.
do you- yeah, what
anime
am I
in general.
missing?
No, Studio Ghibli is nailing it.
So I was
That's
Out of the
something
park
that's
every
always
time.
been awesome, though, is that anime has always been able to do a lot of stories that have been a little more controversial, a lot easier in that style and in that other thing. Like, the only thing that I remember, like, that was a big thing was, like, Sailor Moon, the lesbian story that was between Sailor Uranus and Sailor...
Jupiter, was it?
No, not...
I forget.
Was it Jupiter? Might have been Jupiter.
The
Uranus and
the green
Jupiter.
one?
I want to say Jupiter green one, right?
Yeah.
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 So Uranus was the green one. Jupiter was the other one, but still the androgynous part and all that kind of stuff, and that was kind of very glossed over in like the dub. But if you actually did
Knew
like
what
the
was
sub
going
and
on.
knew what was going on, but they
Right.
were able to go into that already. Like that was when I was a kid. That was a very
Isn't it?
taboo topic back
Right.
when I was a kid. Oh
Well,
God,
and
yeah.
Anime has always been known for this, the fan fictions of just really going at it.
But
for
that's
all
the thing is
all
that.
the characters going at it.
But that's the thing.
Right?
That's
Yeah.
that was not
We know those
seen in
stories.
any kind of American cartoon or even like the adult cartoons at the time. That's just not something that was seen when it comes from the alphabet soup
Yeah.
perspective. You saw a lot more representation, a lot of wonderful representation in anime,
general
and for
just
so
touches
long.
upon sexuality.
Mhm.
Anime has a lot to do with sexuality.
Mm.
Usually teenage boy angst sexuality.
Shocker.
Yeah, right. But it actually
Shocker.
deals with it. Like it actually
In a
like,
proper way, in an appropriate
in
way.
a way, just at least in a way, in like our cartoons, it's never mentioned. It's so taboo, you can't mention it. I could literally have gunships come down and murder an entire city of people and gun them down, and that's good for a 13-year-old or something, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I can't mention anything about sexual anything
Yeah.
in a cartoon. Like, no.
Yeah.
Japan, totally different.
Oh yeah, but it's a wonderful thing to like see, and like it's so great that there is.
No,
Really
it
something.
should be touched on. And
Oh no, it should be
it's
done, and
ridiculous
that's
how much of a big deal it becomes our thing when it's done over here by a major studio.
yeah. No, I
think
mean
it's
like you
ridiculous, like,
start.
oh,
I mean like
like,
you
oh.
start to see it now, like coming through here and there, like.
Yeah,
Heck, the minor backlashes
slightly.
that you have, like when you have like a minor alphabet soup moment in like the Pixar movie, like we had this discussion about Onward.
So
So-
every time there's a
So
thing.
he hadn't seen Onward, and we were
I
just
have,
talking
yeah.
about it, and so it's like, oh, they had the whole like LGBT like controversy about it. I'm like, what was it? It was so minor. It took me a second to remember what happened. So the moment that happens is a very minor one. So it's an officer speaking to another officer. It's a female officer speaking, and she is talking about,
Oh yeah.
I
yeah.
understand. Oh, my girlfriend's daughter has me ripping my hair out. And that was it. That was the moment. And it took me forever, like, until I saw
Yeah,
it be
no.
like, oh, wait a minute. That's the thing that they had a
Because
big
I was
beef with.
asking about it because I heard about it,
That's-
like because of that. I'm like, I heard there's supposed to be like some big moment in this movie about a thing. I'm like, that was it? Are you
And that,
kidding me?
like, this,
It
like,
wasn't even a thing.
And
no,
that's-
it's
it
not
wasn't
thing.
even
You
a
can-
thing.
You
And
can
that's-
easily miss the thing too.
I'm sorry, it shouldn't even be.
it's
fucking-
not,
Shouldn't be a
exactly,
thing.
that's what I
And
mean.
People are making it. It's actually interesting to see who makes it a thing sometimes.
Oh, it's always
Because-
amazing.
Yeah, because I remember, so the Star Wars movie came out, and they have a light lesbian hand-holding scene, I think, at the end, right? And then there was a big backlash about people being like, oh my god, this lesbian movie.
it,
And that was ridiculous. And then when Picard came out, there's a lesbian aspect to
Yes.
this, which was done, but some of the lesbian community didn't like how it was done or something like that. So they have
I'm
a
not gonna
backlash going
lie.
on.
As a bi woman, the lesbian
everyone has
community
a-
is very, very angry sometimes.
I mean,
I'm sorry.
Everyone's just
That's
vocal.
understandable.
Everyone's vocal.
I'm
That's a
I'm
good point.
sorry. It's one of those things. It's like
they're females and lesbian.
people are
Right, that's
people.
two- that's two
It's
good
like
fucking
I'm
nails.
sorry, but no. I get a little annoyed at that, but then again, it's like just double discrimination. It's like, oh, come on. But it doesn't matter. I'm just glad that
Everyone's
there's a
discriminating
place.
against everyone.
There's
I
there's
appreciate the
always
fact that there
line
was a
crossed.
lot of openness in that kind of thing even back then, and has always been very, very open in anime,
Right.
which we can really help.
We'll tackle it. those
Yeah,
kind
we'll
of
at least
issues.
tackle it and kind of help, like, kids can go through that
Right.
and all that kind of stuff, like seeing that characters go through that kind of stuff.
We
This
were mentioning
happens.
outside, my favorite anime, Evangelion. You mentioned.
Oh yeah,
Evangelion.
Evangelion. Yeah.
How fucked up is that movie with the he's jerking off over her bed and stuff, and
Yeah, it gets
in the
pretty-
hospital. Yeah, it gets
Yeah.
fucking weird, man.
Yeah.
It gets fucking weird.
gets
And
weird.
that's the normal part.
Or even Fooly Cooly, like
Yeah,
that
oh,
has
yeah,
a lot
there's
of
a lot of
sexual
shit.
inappropriate things
Oh,
going on.
absolutely.
Yeah, it's just so, and they take it to another level, and you're just like, oh, okay. like,
Oh
this
no,
is-
after
that
watching
just
Evangelion, you
happened.
just feel
Yeah,
like,
you're
oh,
just-
this was fucked up.
Yeah.
Like, this sucks. Like,
you're like,
and you really
wait,
rack your brain about that one.
I
but-
really wasn't expecting to see that.
No,
today.
no, this is like-
or ever.
What did I just see? Like, what's going on here?
Yeah.
So,
Right.
yeah.
So,
pushing limits is definitely.
But I'm
ongoing
not. But I'm
anime.
not gonna lie. I appreciate that kind of stuff more because 9 times out of 10 violence tends to happen because of repressed sexual problems. So a culture that is a little more accepting of that, or trying to find ways to try accept that, could have helped a lot of people in a
Right.
lot of ways. But I appreciate that in
Yeah,
anime
it's
that
amazing
they're
what that
willing
does.
to talk
Yeah.
about the real things
Yeah,
that.
sexuality is a thing. It's real. Everyone fucking goes through it, and like especially like the teenagers who are watching stuff like that. It's I feel it at a certain level comforting to know you're not the only one. If you feel like something's weird or something's inappropriate or whatever, and it's just like you see it in a show and some other form of context than your own like
Own
anxiety,
life, or
Well,
own,
and-
yeah, own
and
frame of
perspective
reference,
of
yeah.
thinking it's bad,
Yeah,
and you're like,
a
okay,
big
well,
one
I'm
for
not the
me
only one.
was not with cartoons, but just in general was a girl was talking about seeing Captain Janeway as a female in charge, like as a leader, and it's something like she never really saw before when she was a young child. It
Representation,
really, when she
like
saw
actual
that,
good
like
representation.
it like actually like made a big difference to her, right? So that's
Yeah.
a beautiful thing, right?
Absolutely, yeah.
So I don't understand why people freak out.
Well, even in my own coming out,
Really
because I'm
fun.
the alphabet soup person, because I was very angry and I couldn't understand why. So I mean, like,
Right.
you can
Yeah,
understand
you're
why a
telling
lot
me
of
about their
violence
relief.
can come out
That's
of.
how
confuse
psychopath
people.
like
Yeah,
that's
it's
Like
all-
that's
it's
how a
all
lot of
based in
craziness
that.
happens.
Yeah, it's all based in
is
that
because
shit.
the fact that they don't feel like they can talk about it. That why do I
Well, that's
feel
part of it
wrong?
too,
Why is
yeah.
what's this? If you're in a repressive area or
Mm-hmm.
with repressive people and all that kind of stuff who will not be able to accept that, you have to keep it quiet. Versus a culture that's kind of putting it
Yeah.
right out there in your freaking cartoons, man.
Pro tip:
Yeah.
talk to people, communicate. You'll find freaks just like you.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
don't be a serial killer,
Don't
please.
be a killer. Be a freak. Don't be a killer.
Yeah,
What?
that's how you get serial killers.
It's
A lot
how
of
you-
them
It
are, like
is.
sexually frustrated men, and men especially. Like it's that
If they wanna-
toxic male.
Oh, that-
Murder.
Toxic,
The
toxic
machismo
Murder
and
is like
everything.
95% male thing. Like
and then
murder is
means-
almost uniquely male.
Yeah, yeah.
almost, yeah.
Almost.
Almost.
Try it till you figure it out, okay? But not killing people.
Right.
Yeah. It's like it's one of those things, but to have that kind of open conversation, to be able to talk about that, and I appreciate that.
Right.
That's
very
able to
important have that
happen.
in a
And like, because the
family
minor
lifestyle.
times, every minor bit, even in cartoons, when they had like the minor like innuendos or allusions towards, I mean, hell, people freaked out when the fucking Flintstones shared a bed.
Oh yeah, it was supposed to be like a big thing
That's
in
actually the
60s.
first
Yeah.
like TV couple that shared a bed was the Flintstones.
That's amazing. Yeah, I remember those
And
old-
people
you
like were
imagine?
like,
Lucy and Ricky episodes where they have to sleep next to each
they
other.
had to sleep
in
next to each
different
other.
beds.
How the hell did that kid happen? Like, that's tough. Sorry.
No, I
I
mean,
mean,
my
there's ways you
parents slept in.
Yeah.
No,
Bend
it
over
works.
on
It
the bed,
can, but
you know.
it's still tough.
You just got your own space. You go.
Well,
It's
I
a
mean,
different lifestyle.
It's
I
easier
guess.
for a caveman to just find a big rock and build a house around
I
that.
know, but
rather than
still.
imagine trying to find two equally sized, twin-sized rocks and having to build your house around that. Come on now.
I love how the Flintstone
Caveman
It's
cartoons. Come on.
logistics. It wasn't a thing. It
It's
was
all
just
about
logistics.
logistics. God damn it!
It's
It made
so
sense for
stupid.
the
Come on.
Flintstones. It's how we used to live, damn it.
Oh, it's great.
But they didn't say anything about whacking someone in the head and dragging them into a cave. Okay.
No.
No,
thank you.
that's just,
No,
that was
that's
just marriage
wrong.
back then.
That's rape. We
Everyone's
do
okay
not
with
condone
that.
rape. That's not be good. Not be good.
What about Pepe Le Pew, man?
Oh yeah,
That
he
fucking
was
stunk.
creepy
he was
as
totally
fuck.
a stalker.
Oh yeah, no,
He was
oh.
that creepy guy.
Yeah.
They turned
Again,
that creepy
that's-
guy into a kid's cartoon.
Oh, it was so bad.
Looney Tunes is fucking awesome. Now that I think about it, Looney Tunes is awesome. You know what? We watched Ratatouille today. It reminded me because so there's a scene I totally forgot most of Ratatouille. A scene with like a crazy grandma in France, right? And she's got a shotgun. She's trying to kill the fucking rats, right?
Okay.
She's blasting away crazy, right?
Mm.
And nowadays, yeah, you can't. They don't have guns at anything anymore.
That just reminds me of the scene
But they
of
took
Lake
them out-
Poisson.
so-
Oh,
They took it out of Looney
oh,
Tunes.
sorry.
So Porky the Pig doesn't run around, or not Porky the Pig. The hunting Elmer Fudd.
Elmer Fudd.
Elmer Fudd has a scythe instead of a shotgun.
I
Which is
didn't see
way-
that.
Which is way more terrifying
It's
and
creepier.
creepy than him running around with a gun.
Because he's a hunter, it makes sense.
Then he has
Especially
a gun.
because the coloring and his hat and everything
Right,
like that.
proper
He's a hunter.
guy.
He's a hunting gear
Yeah,
guy.
no,
I mean, like,
they-
that's
they,
a hunter.
They nixed the gun, and if you watch the new episodes of Looney Tunes, yes, they do that, which is ridiculous. But
That is-
Ratatouille,
I'm sorry, that's
Ratatouille
too
reminded
much.
me of that. Yeah.
That's too
So
much.
bizarre.
There's enough. But that's
That-
a proper
that's-
hunter.
that's-
That's,
that's
someone in
going
our
the
culture.
oppo-
That's what it is.
The opposite way we're talking about going with sexuality. They're going like, let's
Yeah,
hide the
let's-
thing,
let's
not
start-
talk about the
oh.
thing.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No. Us want like the American culture wanting to repress things. No,
That's not us at all.
that's not us at all. Are you kidding me?
Repress or oppress?
Both. I think both.
One and the same.
They like to double down.
It's a little common.
It's
not
the
common.
same.
It's America. Gotta get bigger.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's why I appreciate anime and its representation and all that kind of good stuff. Because I seriously appreciate some.
How do we get back in? Good transition. Nice. Smooth. I like that.
I don't know.
Bringing it back. Bringing it back.
I'm sorry. I do appreciate it, especially in the. It could help get people through some of that anger when you don't exactly understand what's going on until you figure it out.
Right.
Because once you figure it out, you feel so much better. But having seeing people oh, someone else can do that. Like my favorite character does, or feels the exact same way I do, and they are this.
Right. Or this is what
Oh,
happened.
or this is what
how they deal
happened.
with
This
that.
is how they're doing. Like my favorite character, I see a character dressing like this, or I see a character acting like this, or I see this.
Right. Those
I
connections
see
are
myself
big
representate
for
like the
especially
representation
young-
is there, and you
young
can
adults.
latch onto that character And the other part is that a lot of your other friends most likely are watching the same kind of stuff or experiencing the same kind of stuff.
Oh yeah, everyone
So
gets their own
they
character.
can
everyone relates to their own
understand
person.
that character and accept the other person. That's the other thing,
You gotta
is the
find a
fact that
character, the same
it
character.
makes it normalizes for the people who are not in the soup.
Right.
That's the hard part, is the people not in the soup.
Right.
Because
they're
the
the
people
one
who are
that-
in the soup are in the soup. We don't give a fuck. But
Well,
it's
they
the people
got their own-
outside of the soup that
Right.
are, if they're not,
gotta deal with these people outside the
so
soup,
so you got like the, okay, so if we're gonna go, because we're going on this food thing, we're talking about Ratatouille. So if we're in the alphabet soup, you get your allies who are like the garlic bread.
I love where this is going. So keep going. All right. So
So
the
if
way
you
that
got-
brings over your garlic sticks, he is the ally. Bring the
No,
reinforcements.
the actual garlic bread
bread.
sticks
Garlic,
are
no, they are the reinforcements. And they pile
because I
up.
mean they're good on their own, but they can really enhance the flavor and all that kind of stuff. They really all work well together, but they can be separate things.
Yeah.
It's not a bad thing to be separate things, but they can
I
be
think that's,
together.
I think
and it's
that's
awesome.
the big secret.
Is it really works together?
The mix really works. It
And
all
then-
works together, guys. Let it happen.
And then the other people out there are just like I don't know what the hell they are.
They're the salt. They're
They're-
the extra salt in
Yeah,
your
the-
Oh
soup.
my god, they're the extra
people
salt.
who dump the salt.
Oh
in
my
it.
god. Yeah, they're
Too
the
many
people.
tears.
They're
too much
the
salt.
people who
So
I
hungry.
want my.
much
It's like
white.
I want as much ketchup as I
Too much
can
white
on my
sauce.
well done steak. Like those are those
More
types
like
of people.
mayonnaise,
Like
but,
I hate, so that's another thing.
Ugh.
Though. Like when people who get a really good steak immediately put something on it, like a sauce
Oh,
or an
they
A1
ruin
or
it.
a
Yeah,
my-
my
washer.
brother-
I mean I like a little
It's
bit
like,
of it,
guess
but
what?
I
I'm
really
not
just
buying
like
you
Salt
a
and
butter,
butter. That's it.
a truffle
same.
butter.
Okay.
I had a truffle butter rare steak. Oh,
Also acceptable.
oh yeah. Anyway, I'm good.
Cartoons. And
So
yeah.
cartoons. We can go into that. I love the food representation in anime much better. It's much healthier food, much
The
greater
dumplings.
representation.
dumplings.
And the ramen.
You don't know the dumplings, the ramen. No, ramen. They
No,
made,
Naruto. That
they
was
made
like
ramen
his
a
thing.
thing. Yeah, no.
Yeah.
You got the
Made
Packs
ramen
Unplugged. The
I do have
what do you call it?
Packs
There's an
Unplugged.
amazing ramen place in downtown Philly. We gotta go next time.
Oh, yeah.
That's gotta be a thing. We gotta make reservations on it.
Absolutely.
But yeah, it's a thing. I like how
And
they,
they got
they promote
Naruto
decent
too,
food
so.
and healthier eating in that sense as well. I mean, everything's really well balanced. There's a lot of wonderful veggies and fruits and all that kind of stuff. Like, heck, your mouth waters just watching an anime in certain respects.
They
versus
love their foods.
nothing to like horrible eating habits and pizza and all that kind of good stuff. And
But that's almost like an
Americans
anime
have.
trip because they, again, Avatar, they eat like fools all the time.
But they also do a lot more.
Sokka's always hungry.
Always.
But
hungry.
he's it's a teenage boy.
But they
When
are,
are
too.
when are they not want to? I'm
Teenage
sorry. You
warrior.
just need to just keep feeding men.
I
They
used-
just
I
you
used to
just need to.
Not Aang. He drank that banana juice.
No, he
all one
was
episode.
going nuts on the desserts. This one.
But
so.
never the cabbage. Poor cabbage guy.
Yeah, no, that's what we saw
We
today,
talked
was
about
the
that,
cabbage
like the cabbage guys at the.
yeah.
And they brought him in Korra.
No, really?
You didn't notice
No,
that? I
yeah.
thought that was in the. Okay,
Well, I
maybe
might-
you
I
didn't
might
get
have.
there
I
yet.
might
Maybe
have.
you didn't get there yet.
I might have seen it. But no,
It
I was
might have
freaking
been a
out
thing.
earlier watching it. I'm like, I freak out real hard during the memes. I'm like, you need to know the foamy mouth guy and the cabbages. All right, and you'll get through this. I love those guys. All right,
Some
so
good stuff.
do we have a decision on any of this?
We know what they are and are not. Or at least
Okay.
I do.
I have kind of an idea. I like them
I
both.
mean,
I like good stuff. You should be yourself.
yeah, that's
Be a
that's.
freak, don't be a killer.
So watch anime. It's
Watch anime. Well, watch cartoons. I'll watch.
That's right. Honestly, that's
Watch
one of
whatever
those.
the fuck you want.
What's actually that's one of
Let's
those
see
big
people
things
in the
about
game, go read a
cartoons
book.
and animes in general. They
Listen to a
are
book.
they tend to be in the more fantastic realm of starting to discover self and who you are. And they like nowadays, especially the cartoons nowadays, have started to increase in that realm. I mean, I know when I was growing up, they weren't increased in that realm. But now that things have been moving forward, I think they've started to increase. But I appreciate the fact that animes have done a wonderful job about staying the course in that sense. Like, being a good representation of at least a lot of that kind of stuff.
Right.
It spans.
Almost, I didn't think too much of that shit.
I
It's
mean,
weird sometimes. They got some.
you know what?
There's a whole
People
section
are
for
fucking
old
weird,
men
and-
and young kids. There's
And
not-
that's the thing,
there's
is
a
that
weird
you know
section that
what?
manga.
It sells because it sells.
Sex sells.
It always
It
will.
does. In
all
forms.
It gets
capacities.
weird and stuff like that. You know what? You do you. You find someone that wants to do you too. That's great.
Yeah, people are horny out there. People are horny.
Wait, are we talking about anime or hentai? What's going on?
I don't know.
What is going
I don't know.
on
How,
right now?
I'm sorry. It was the fact that I appreciated the
Hentai,
alphabet
what's
soup
that? I have to do my
representation
research.
because
We're
it's
not
it's
talking
it's
about
nice to know that other people will be able to find someplace out in anime
we'll
land.
check
But I
on
still
that.
love cartoons.
Google it.
Just Google it, kids. Find out. No,
But
don't.
Incognito mode.
Yeah. Don't let your parents
Don't
find that
do
one.
this. Not safe
No.
for
Oh
work.
my God. While we're on the subject, wait. One story
Oh,
about
no.
this.
Yes.
My friend. All right. So we're young adults. We're
Okay.
about 13, 14.
Oh, I already don't
Yep.
like you.
Yeah. No, I didn't like me either. Trust me. I really
Sorry,
didn't like me.
I didn't like me either.
What do you call it?
I hated every. 13
My
year old.
friend had a backpack full of hentai pictures.
Oh god.
Yes. Weirder part. Other groups, not to me. I was not involved in this. I mean, I saw them doing it, but not it. But passing the backpack between each other. Anyway, my friend got caught with my buddy's backpack, and his Christian parents sent him to therapy because he had the animation porn.
Oh my
In
god!
the
All you had to
backpack.
say was his Christian parents.
And you knew where it was going. Yeah, no, he literally had to go to like 6 or 7 sessions of some kind of weird therapy thing.
Oh
When
god!
really it should have been his friend.
Yeah, no. Well, I mean, he did ask to borrow the backpack. He was
still.
using it for what you think he was.
Okay.
So-
I wasn't sure if it was just like a bait switch thing. or
Oh.
whatever.
I
Come
think
on.
he's got pictures. they
Christians
got
love
pictures,
to
so
sexually
swap, swap.
repress. It's
He's got the
fun.
good ones, or
Right,
something.
I
Who
mean,
knows?
yeah, to each of their own.
I had my own computer connection, so I was good.
Fair enough.
One frame at a time. That was the DSL mode.
I mean, it didn't have like the
Dial-up.
scrambled porn on the old like TVs or whatever.
no,
like,
I mean-
remember
Oh,
That was the
I
original.
remember that.
I had to wait till 9 o'clock before that came on.
back in my day.
Skinny
Yeah, back in my
Max.
day, I had to wait to Skinamax at 10 p.m. and I can't get off until at least 11.
Oh my god.
Yeah, because you gotta watch at least 45 minutes of the movie before they get to the good part. Because the good stuff don't really start until after
Yeah,
midnight. Anyway, this is way off topic. I think we should wrap this one up.
I'm sorry.
I like that
I
this is a cartoon, like
This is for the kids.
not for children.
No, it is. We're trying to give them good life direction.
No, it
Hey.
became more alphabet soup like positive than I thought it was going to
The right
end
end.
up.
According
18 and
to-
up a little bit.
And
But
oh, well,
it's-
yeah. Actually, yeah.
according to
We're
our numbers,
surging
it's
18 and up.
Well, and this
Kids,
is
be good. Don't be weird, but be you.
and
Yeah.
if you want to
Be
be
a little
weird,
weird.
fine.
Yeah, be a little
Don't,
weird.
don't
but
be
and
be
if
weird
you
to
wanna
other
be
people.
weird,
Don't be weird to other people.
Yeah.
Be
Get
weird to yourself.
consent.
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 Is key.
That's a good
Consent is
one.
key. It's you want to be
Yeah.
weird, find someone who wants to be weird and get consent. That's it. That's all you need. Because trust me,
And
you'll find someone who's just as
works.
weird.
And protection. So just
Yeah.
I
be
mean,
safe.
Wrap your
Be
tool.
safe.
You don't
Like,
want
you
a little
know,
bambino
talk-
running around, right?
No, we don't.
Talk.
want
Well, I
any
mean, talk to
diseases or
again. That's part to
bambinos.
consent and in conversation with said partner.
Right? Even
Exactly.
Even if you don't
Style
like
of birth
consent,
control.
talk
whatever.
about it, and
Talk
then
about
there you
it
go.
and do it.
Yeah,
Get
it's-
consent to not consent, and
Yeah.
then there you go.
There you go.
Easy.
Right?
Yeah.
It's like communication's a thing.
Anime.
People
Shocker.
should try it out. Yeah,
All
and anime.
Anime.
Anime got us
Anime.
to communication.
Yeah.
Oh.
Maybe this is why we're such good people. We
Huh.
don't
I
like anime.
try, but I'm not always.
Yeah, me either.
I have my
but
Nope.
moments.
Definitely not.
I sin often.
Ha!
Get
Did
it,
you
y'all.
sin while
He
gaming?
said the thing. It was like the title of a movie set in a movie.
End credits. Or roll
Rap.
credits.
Right.
All right, but wait a minute. We have not discussed what our.
Oh, there's gonna be
next...
another one, right?
Yeah, we gotta do an actual
Am I
another
lying yet?
episode.
Do we know what this is?
I was gonna ask that next too.
I have no idea.
We put no thought into this
We have
this
no
time.
idea.
None when we
What
think
this
about
episode
this.
is.
We're usually good at this. All right. Well, what are the things written down real quick?
All right, well,
What do we
I've
got?
got my list. I've got
Capcom
my
versus
list.
Marvel,
That's a good one.
All
I like that
right.
one.
not just the video game.
We
So
should just do- we
we've
should do
got
fighting games, I guess. Oh, that one.
tabletop board gaming
Discuss.
versus RPG gaming and cards. We've got the hero depictions. So Spider-Man versus Spider-Man's, Batman's versus Batman's, Superman versus Superman's. Yeah. So those are kind of where we
Those are
are.
good ones.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna do that.
And then DC versus Marvel stuff on the movies or the TV or the gaming.
DC versus Marvel stuff.
So that depends on what you guys feel like.
This is a list from the Drive, so
Oh, yeah.
there's other entertainment stuff. There's like movie stuff. There's musicals versus movies, movies versus stage performances. Oh yeah, the clueless silent skeptic versus the outspoken interrogator. Remember that?
What is
That was
that?
from the pilot episode.
I like that one.
That was what started it. Because we were talking about movies, how you're, watching
Oh, the
movies and some
shotgun
people
on
can,
the
like,
wall and
Yeah,
that whole
some
thing.
people
The
can
people who
tell
get
and
it like
shout,
really
what-
easy, yeah.
Yeah, oh my god, that's too funny.
Alright, well,
We have to
maybe
think
we
of
should do
something.
So-
movies and stage. I like movie and stage.
Movies versus stage performance.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Oh,
Movies versus animated.
Oh, like
That's very
like
similar to that,
like people
Not
versus.
necessarily.
No, that's a whole
we
different
could-
vibe.
I specifically wrote Tim Burton, but that was probably
Ah!
just because that's me.
That
So that's
means
more
we're
of a
probably
click
I
talking
do
about-
have Tim
anime,
Burton
yeah.
written down, but that's more of an October question.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Tim Burton conversation
That's-
should happen in October.
Alright, so you want to do that one?
Which one?
Which
The last one.
No, because we said
not the last
Not
last
last
one. He
October.
meant the one before that.
Which one's that?
we're in
Now
now.
I'm
This
lost.
is now. What happened to then?
When are they listening? When are they listening? They're listening now. When? In our past. Now.
Theater versus movie, I think, or something, or what? Was that the one?
I'll do that one. I'll do any of them.
Oh, movie versus the
Stage?
stage performances.
Was that one?
That one.
Let's do that one.
That's definitely a you thing.
Oh, stage hardcore immediately.
You want movie or moderator?
I'll take moderator.
Alright, I'll take movie.
Okay.
Alright, so next time. Stage.
Oh, so next time on Nerd versus Universe, we're going to be talking about stage versus movie productions. Yay, nay, better, fun, what
I hope that'd be good.
kind of good stuff.
Yeah, there we go.
That would be interesting.
And I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna be very excited about that because
I need
get
to
to-
watch Hamilton.
oh, yay!
Whoa.
Good luck.
Holy shit. This
You don't
story
know
is.
what you've just said.
We'll get into those.
I
unleashed something. Oh my god. We gotta go, guys.
I'm
Good night.
sorry.
Just gonna have a stroke.
I'm a theater person. If you
I
couldn't
could
tell,
Haven't
tell.
you seen it like 10 times?
don't care. Oh, you.
No,
Oh,
no.
hi-
Did you not hear about them singing it?
That was when I left the party.
Yeah,
I was
me
like,
too.
oh, it's
but
time
I
to
had
go.
to leave by going upstairs. That's how I left the party.
I went home.
I'm sorry. That is
They
like the best
sung
way to end a
all of
party
Hamilton.
is to just
I-
start
I
rapping
know.
Hamilton.
I wasn't even
outside.
there. I knew what was gonna happen.
Oh yeah, no, that was not stopping. I was like, all right.
Oh
let's
no,
stop
this is
that.
definitely
To
not time.
Gerald's face, I was like, "You ready to go?" He's like, "Oh,
Oh
yeah."
oh, yeah, it's time.
Look at that! I almost pulled a Caddyshack. I was like, "Oh, it's time to go."
Look at that.
No watch, just time to go.
Next time I'll just throw a chocolate bar in the pool for you.
I want a brownie in the pool,
Oh, that's convincing.
Fair enough.
especially
Anyway.
if it's individually wrapped.
Let's do a MythBusters on this.
A Mythbusters.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Please
We'll
no.
do it
That
as a
sounds
preview
disgusting.
How are we gonna do a MythBusters?
I don't want to do
Well,
that. But
we
that
need
sounds
your pool,
disgusting.
unfortunately. and we
I
have to
know.
put Baked goods in it and to see which one looks more realistically a turd.
No.
No, I want to do science.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway,
That's a stupid
movie
boy
versus
thing.
theater for the next
I
one.
see some 13-year-old Beavis and Butthead shit like
God.
that.
All right,
Well,
so
we
it
weren't making
sounds
gasoline,
like
napalm and shit.
Ison and myself are gonna be arguing, and Jade's gonna be a little more the moderator for next time. We're gonna have a lot of good fun on that one. I hope everyone enjoyed listening to our latest podcast. You know, like, subscribe, enjoy all that stuff. I am Freya at Freya Logic.
I'm Jade Siren.
Oh, I'm Isaac Damon.
Oh
That's
yeah.
me.
And you can find
Yeah.
us mostly on Twitter at nerd_versus. And also we are on Instagram now as well.
Expanding.
Same
Same
headline.
at all the kind of stuff. And as always, y'all, keep it
Oh,
nerdy.
keep it nerdy. Did it stop? It didn't stop. Did it start?